Hi. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Muddy. Hi, Sophia. Hi, Diddy.
Hello, Mr. Nick. How are you?
Hi. Good, thanks. How are you?
Hello, everybody.
Okay, I am fine too. I'm well. Thank
Good.
you.
Good. Sophia, how are you? Nina, Diddy.
Hello, Mr.
Hi.
Hi, Miss
Hi.
Dad. Hi, everyone.
Hi, everybody. Nice to see you.
Yes. Nice to
Hello, Mrs. Pat. How are you?
Hello. Very well, thank you.
Okay. I'll share screen. We're coming in. Hi, everybody.
Okay.
So welcome to Unit 6
Yes.
live class. It's week 6, or well, week 6 is almost over. We've got Unit 7 starting on Thursday. How time flies, I guess. Okay. So quickly. Okay, more and more people are coming in. I think we'll get started.
Okay, so as we're waiting for people to arrive, as usual, we have a task for you to be doing. So think about Unit 6. Hopefully you've had chance to complete most of it now. Think about any vocabulary that you can remember connected with this week's topic of technology. So for example, I've got keyboard, synchronous, and go viral. So have a think by yourself and write your answers into the chat box. But don't share yet. So just think about it, type your answers so you're prepared, but don't share your answers yet. We'll all share together in a few minutes.
We've got a few more people. I've just let in Beth, so
Good.
9 altogether.
Okay, so hello everybody, welcome if you've just arrived. Nice to see you. There's a task on the screen for you to be thinking about while we wait. So 3 items of vocabulary that you can remember from Unit 6 connected with the topic of technology. Have a think about it. As Nick says, don't share your ideas in the chat box yet, but you can type them and be ready. And in a moment, I'll tell you when to share.
I sent that to the waiting room.
Oh.
Oh, don't press enter yet. Just put it in the chat box and wait, and then we'll say go, and you can all press enter.
However, Danasy, if that's the correct pronunciation, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's true. That's a really good idea.
Okay. How many people do we have now? 9 still?
Yeah.
Okay. All right then. So when you're ready, 1, 2, 3, now you can share your ideas in the chat box, please. What vocabulary did you remember? Muddy, very fast there. Thank you.
Good ideas.
Argus, great. Nina, social media as well. Excellent. Mouse and computer. Trending. Yeah, Muddy. So if something is trending, is it popular or not popular?
Popular, I think.
Yeah, absolutely, Muddy. Well done. Good. So Danasy shared some more off-the-shelf content, mouse, desktop. Ninung as well.
Yeah, off the shelf's an interesting one, if you remember.
Yeah.
This means everybody.
Yeah. Can anybody tell us? So if something is off the shelf, is this something that's general or specific? Off the shelf. Can anyone remember? So if I use some off-the-shelf content with my students, is this general or is it specific for my students?
I think it's specific, I think.
Thank you.
Rather forget.
No, Muddy. The opposite. So off the shelf is general content. Yeah. Something that's general could be used. Thank you. People are answering here. Yeah. So a course book, for example, might be off the shelf. Yeah. Whereas what if something is specific to a particular group of students or a particular course? What's the opposite? And anyone remember this one? The first letter is B.
I think someone's got it. Yeah. Oh, it's you. It's something about speaking as well. You could say.
No one remembers. So the opposite of off the shelf is bespoke. So it's been specially designed for a particular learning situation. Bespoke content, absolutely. Well done, Danasi. Okay,
this
so
course.
loads of ideas there. Virtual learning, memory stick, router, chips. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Synchronous. Okay. So if just to check synchronous then, so if something is synchronous, does it happen at the same time or at different times? The same time, Desi.
Yeah,
Okay, good.
like
So
this.
this is a synchronous class, isn't it? And what's the opposite then of synchronous? Well done, Desi. Yeah, so the pronunciation asynchronous. Okay, great. Well remembered, everybody. So let's talk about what we're going to do today then.
So these are the aims of today's session, and we've just gone through, we've just reviewed some of the vocabulary connected with technology and learning and teaching online. We'll be reviewing that again throughout this session, and you get a chance to use this. Next aim is to review article usage. I think for a lot, well, probably everybody, articles are quite difficult. I think for most learners of English, no matter what your first language is, articles are quite tricky to use. So we're going to review their usage. And again, we're going to give you the opportunity to use this, to use articles in a spoken task. And we're going to review language for giving and asking for opinions and agreeing, disagreeing with someone. So again, a lot of this is reviewing what you've done so far in Unit 6, and then we'll put it all together and you'll be able to use all this to discuss some ideas and opinions together. So, and obviously at the end, reflection. We always like to include that in our sessions. Brilliant. Okay then.
Okay, so let's make a start then. So we've looked at some vocabulary. Let's move on to thinking about articles then. So you should recognize these questions from the unit. Can we see the first one? Perfect. So here we've got a question about teaching online, but there are a couple of mistakes in this question. So who can remember what's the problem and how can it be corrected? You can type in the chat box or put up your hand if you want to speak. Okay.
I think.
You.
Hello.
Yeah, go.
I think we should add the before best and add the before worse.
Well done, Muddy. And also many people in the chat box got this right. Muddy, can you tell us why we need to use the here?
Because I think it's superlative, yeah.
Superlative, yeah.
Yeah, superlative degree.
Great. Absolutely. Yep. So lots of people getting the correct answer. So we need to use the definite article with superlatives. Excellent. Let's look at number 2 then. What about this one? What's the problem here? And how can I correct the use of articles?
Do you ever? Pakai baju.
Any
Tricky.
ideas? Yeah. Tell me in the chat box what you think.
Check, what about this? Check. Do you ever use the gamification or flip learning with your
Sri.
Ini apa yang salah? Correct mistake. Do you ever use? Betul kayaknya. Ayo delete ngandang.
No, not sure about this one. Okay. So for this one, we don't need any articles. So the correct question is, do you ever use gamification or flipped learning with your learners? And the reason for this is because we're talking about these things in general. Yeah, so when we talk about things in general with uncountable or plural nouns, we need no article. Okay, so remember this rule and see if you can correct number 3. Well done, Dede had the correct answer for number 2. Just
Yeah,
see.
it's good.
Yeah.
Nggih, Bu. Halo. Halo.
Any ideas for number 3?
Aku nelpon paling sampean turu mau si ninggali mau sore awan makan tenggelam ning laut.
Okay, so I'll give you some help. So we've got the synchronous and asynchronous. Ready?
We don't use the word the before synchronized, I think.
Yes.
We don't need to
Perfect.
use the before.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think.
Very good, very good. And Dede's got
is.
the answer here as well. So the same rule as the previous question as number 2. So we're talking about synchronous and asynchronous learning in general. So no article is necessary. Let's try number 4. Okay, so some people are suggesting the VLE. Firstly, what does VLE stand for? Can you remember?
I think VLA is a singular noun.
Okay, but what does it mean first? What is VLE?
Virtual learning environment.
Very good. Virtual learning environment. Yeah.
Oh.
For example, Google Classroom. Yeah. Okay. So the first time we talk about it, we need to use a. Yeah. Do you use a VLE for students? Because we don't know which one the first time. Yeah. But then the second time we talk about it, we use the. Exactly. If so, which one? What do you like or dislike about the VLE? Because now it's specific and we know which one we're talking about. So the first time we talk about something, singular noun, then we're going to use a. The second time we're going to use the. Good. Number 5. How about this one?
The content. They think observing the content.
Very good.
The
Yes,
content.
somebody. I'm not sure who said it, but somebody said the content. Well done.
content.
Why? Why the content?
Very good.
Because
Specific.
specific.
Exactly.
Specific content.
Yeah, very good. And maybe something else here as well.
TEFLIN, maybe the TEFLIN maybe.
Very good. The TEFLIN course,
Yeah.
because again, it's a specific course, this course that you're taking with us. Very good.
Yes.
Brilliant.
And finally, number 6.
Would you like to be a qualified teacher?
Would you like to be a newly?
A newly qualified
Newly?
teacher.
A newly.
Plus
Yeah.
a.
Well done. Well done. So a few people again got that one. A newly
A
qualified
newly.
teacher.
To
So when we
be
talk
a
about
new.
jobs, we use the indefinite.
A.
Wow. A lot of feedback.
Yeah, can you
Okay.
turn your microphone off, please, if you're not speaking? It's same for me then as well.
All right. So let's have a look then at all of the answers together neatly.
Oh, it's the same as I had this morning, Beth. Just bear with me
Oh,
a
okay.
second.
Okay. All right. So later in the breakout rooms, you're going to discuss your opinions about these 6 questions connected with online learning and teaching. So you'll be able to draw on your experience and share your opinions with each other about this later.
There you go.
So to help you with this, can you take a photo of the questions or a screenshot if you prefer, so that you can refer to them later during the group task? Great, I can see many of you taking a photograph. Perfect.
Okay,
Good.
great.
Okay, so
Yep, let's
let's
move on
move
then. Okay, so if you think back again to Unit 6, in Unit 6 we were talking about asking for and giving opinions, and on the slide in front of you, you've got a box on your left-hand side. It says your ideas, asking for opinions and giving opinions. So if you want to put some ideas in the chat box, or if you want to annotate on screen, what expressions can you remember for asking for an opinion or for giving an opinion?
What is your opinion?
Opinion's your idea, your belief about something.
What do you think about?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay.
Yep, some good ideas coming in already.
How do you feel?
What about you?
Yeah, very good.
What is your idea?
Yep,
Do you have any recommend for me? No.
excellent.
Oh, yes.
Lots of ideas in the
In
chat
my-
box. We're recording the chat box as well, so obviously
Do you
can-
have any idea?
Yep,
Do you have any idea?
yeah, that's good. Idea.
Do you
Yeah,
have any suggestion for me? Mm-hmm.
brilliant ideas. Should be any suggestions?
Oh, yes, sorry.
Possibly
Any
say yeah, because
suggestions?
any
Yes.
plural, any suggestions
Yes.
or any
Any
suggestions for me?
suggestions?
Or you could
Any?
say it's singular. You have a suggestion would also work.
Thank you.
What do you think? Great. There's some things come on the screen. I think Beth's doing this now. Brilliant. Brilliant. I think
Do you think
in
the
my
same with me?
In my opinion,
in my view,
I believe that.
yeah. Okay, good. Excellent. So loads of ideas here. It's brilliant. Brilliant. Okay. So these are some of the, some more things come through. Yeah, someone said according to me. We don't tend to say that actually. It's I think it's a bit informal to say according to me. We need to say according
to me.
somebody else.
Somebody.
Yeah, rather than according to me. You might hear it, but it's kind of like not quite correct. Okay. So these are some ideas.
Oh, yeah.
I think, yeah. So these are some of our ideas. So let's have a look at them and let's think about pronunciation. So asking for opinions. And we've got this, what do you think? Now,
what do you think?
And we can put our stress here. So we say, what do you think? What do you think?
What do you think? What do you think?
Exactly. So these words
Do
Do
you think?
and
What do
you,
you think?
do and you are dear. What do you think? So it's what thing, what thing. What do you think? What do you think?
What do you
Do you
think?
think? Perfect.
Do you
I think.
What
Perfect.
do you think?
Okay, next one. It's the same. What's your view?
What's your
view?
view?
What view? What's your view? What's your
What's
view?
your view?
Your view.
What's your view?
What's your view?
Obviously, there are questions, so our intonation will be rising at the
What's
end.
your opinion?
Oops, sorry. They went a bit too quickly. Our intonation should be rising. So what's your view? What's your view?
What's your view?
Perfect.
What's your view?
Next one we've got is what's your opinion?
What's
So
your view?
opinion's got
What's
two,
your opinion?
two syllables. What's your opinion?
What's your opinion?
Sorry, three. Opinion.
What?
What's your
What's your
opinion?
opinion?
What's your opinion?
What's your
Brilliant.
opinion?
And then a bit harder, this one. How do you feel about
How do you
it?
feel?
How
How do you
about
feel
it?
about it?
Good.
How do you feel about it?
Once again,
How do you feel
dear
about it?
is dear. How do you feel about it?
How do you feel about it?
How do you feel about it?
Perfect. Okay, let's think about giving opinions now. Some other expressions we could use, and I think a lot of these you've already mentioned. In my opinion. In my opinion.
My opinion.
Yeah.
My opinion.
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 Now, here, this part here in my, we don't usually stress. So we don't usually
My
say
opinion.
in my opinion. We say in my opinion. In my opinion.
In my
Sometimes
opinion.
though, we might stress my. We might say in my opinion. In my opinion.
In my opinion.
You want to make it, you want to show that you have a different opinion to somebody else. So you think this, in my opinion, or we could just say in my opinion.
In my opinion.
Good.
In my opinion.
Next one, in my view.
In my
My
view.
view, or in my view. In
My
my
view.
two ways.
In my view.
In my view.
I think, or I
I
personally think. I personally think.
I personally think.
Brilliant.
I personally
I
think.
believe, or I personally believe.
I believe or I personally believe. I personally believe.
And then we've got, from my point of view, I think somebody said this, from my point of view, point of view.
From my point of view.
Be careful here, it's point of. It's like one word, point of view.
Point of view. Point of view.
Point of view. Point of view.
Point of view. Point of view.
Brilliant.
From my point of view.
And
Point of view.
from my perspective. Perspective.
From my perspective.
From my perspective.
From my perspective.
Good. Perspective just means your view as well. So we've got these. Excellent.
From my perspective.
Okay. So once again, you might want to take a picture of this because we're going to perhaps use some of this language when we go to talk about our opinions. If you want to take a picture, I think I'll clear the drawings as well. I think it's okay. So if you want to take a picture of that.
You cannot see the last.
You not see the last two?
The last sentence, yeah.
From my perspective.
From my perspective.
From my
Okay.
perspective.
In the chat box in a second.
Perspective.
Okay.
From my point of view.
Okay, get it.
From my perspective.
Okay, I'll clear
From
these.
my perspective.
Okay, so we've recapped some of the phrases for asking for opinions and giving our own opinions. Now let's review some of the language that we can use to agree with somebody or to disagree with somebody's opinion. So here we have 7 phrases that you probably remember from the unit. However, there are some small mistakes with some of these sentences. So have a look for a few minutes and have a think about it. Try to decide whether each sentence is grammatically right or there's a problem. If there's a problem, think about how we can correct it.
Right then, speaking. Number 1, I completely agree.
Okay. Very, very fast. But
Number
well
2,
done.
yes,
Okay.
you're right. Right.
Okay.
You can use not am,
Just
yeah.
a moment, Dede. Let's just let everybody have a little bit of time to think about it. But you're completely correct.
Yes.
I completely agree with you. Okay, good. So as we've seen, yeah,
You're
number
right.
1, I completely agree. So it's not necessary to have another verb, to have the verb to be, because we've got agree as the main verb here. So again, we can try the pronunciation. So if you listen, I completely agree. Can you try?
I completely agree. I completely agree.
I completely agree.
I
completely agree.
Excellent. All right, lovely. How about number 2? Is this one right or wrong, do you think?
Right.
Right.
Yes,
Right.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, you're
Okay.
right.
Good. So this one is correct. So let's try the pronunciation. Yes, you're right.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, you're
Yes,
right.
you're right.
Yes, you're right.
Yes, you're right.
Excellent. Okay. What about number 3? Right or wrong?
Right.
It's all right.
Right. Does everybody think right?
Right.
Wrong.
Ah,
Wrong.
okay. Yeah.
Because some ways without S. After
Ah.
some.
No. Some
No,
ways
no, it's true.
is
Some
correct.
versus some.
Is correct, but then there is a
Plural,
problem here.
yeah.
I'm agree.
Think about not
Some
I'm
ways.
agree, because like number
With,
1,
yeah.
Oh, without with.
Oh, I'm agree.
Yeah, I agree some ways, yeah.
no. Not I agree some ways. So we need a preposition, but we need a different preposition. So not with. Well done, Arjust. Yeah. I agree
I
in
agree
some way.
Oh, yeah.
We can say, it's possible to say I agree with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
With you
I
or
agree
with
with
you.
you, but I
Or
agree
with your
in some
With
way.
your idea.
I agree with your ideas, yeah, but in some
Yeah.
ways. Good. So let's listen. I agree in some ways. Can you try it?
I
agree.
agree.
In some ways.
I agree in some ways.
I agree in some ways.
Good. And then but, so then perhaps I disagree in some ways as well. So I go on to give my view. Yeah, after but. Good. What about number 4? Is this one right or wrong?
I suppose to.
Right. I think it's right. Right. True.
I suppose to.
Okay.
Not thought so.
Not to, I suppose so is right. This is good. Yeah, I suppose so. So listen, I suppose so.
I suppose so.
I suppose so.
I
I suppose so.
I suppose so.
Is this one
I
strong?
suppose so.
Yeah, good. Is this one strong agreement or weak agreement?
Strong agreement.
Is it strong?
Weak
I
agreement.
suppose so. I
Not
suppose so. Yeah.
Weak agreement.
It's quite, it's agreement, but it's
Weekly
quite weak, I
agreement.
think. Yeah.
Quite weak, yeah.
I think so. So if we agree strongly, I completely agree.
Completely.
Yes, you're right. Yeah, they become
In-
weaker as we go from 1 to 4. And then we've
Maybe
got the
in the
ones,
middle. In the middle.
it's in the middle, exactly. Yeah. Then we've got the ones for disagreeing here. So number 5, is this one right or wrong?
I don't really. I don't really.
It's right.
Yeah,
True.
this one's
True.
right. Good. Yeah, it's
Right.
correct. I don't really agree.
I don't really agree.
I don't really agree.
I don't really
Which one
agree.
really
I don't really agree.
Good. Number 6, right
I
or
am.
wrong?
I'm afraid.
I am.
I
Wrong.
am
Well done.
wrong.
But when we're speaking, not I am, but
I
I'm.
am afraid.
Yeah.
I'm afraid. I don't agree at all.
I'm afraid I don't agree at all.
I'm afraid I don't agree at all. Don't agree at all.
Good. And do you think this is polite or impolite?
Polite.
Yeah.
Polite.
What makes it polite?
Polite.
Why is it polite?
I'm afraid.
Yeah.
Because I'm
I'm
afraid.
afraid.
I'm
It's like
afraid,
yeah.
it's like I'm sorry, but I don't agree. So it makes it more
Yeah.
polite. Yeah. All right. Good. And number 7, is this one right or wrong?
Right.
That's absolutely
I think it's right. Right.
Are you
Right.
sure?
Is that
There's a very,
define
very,
it, Jessica?
very small mistake with this one.
Define it completely. Rubbish? That's absolutely rubbish, or
Ah, okay. I think Intan said that's absolute
Without lay.
rubbish. Yeah, that's
Absolute.
absolute
Absolute
rubbish. And I heard somebody say this one is impolite.
Is it not?
Yeah,
It's not a polite.
it's not polite. No. So with my family or my friends, it's okay to use this to disagree, but with my boss or at a job interview or some formal situation, it's not.
He will kick
appropriate.
us.
Yeah, but it's fine when you're having a discussion with people you know very well, or you have a close relationship with.
Yes.
That's absolute rubbish.
rubbish. That's absolute
That's
rubbish.
absolute
Absolute
rubbish.
rubbish.
Absolute rubbish. Absolute rubbish.
That's absolute
rubbish.
There we go.
Absolute
Perfect.
rubbish.
All right.
That's absolute rubbish.
Yeah, good. So again, if you want to take a photograph now or a screenshot of these expressions, so hopefully you'll be able to use some of them in a few moments when we go into the breakout rooms.
Great stuff.
Okay,
I'll
well
clear
done.
these. Right. Okie doke. So hopefully you've taken pictures of at least the questions. I will share the questions again with you when we're in the breakout rooms, those 6 statements. But what we're going to do, we're going to go into breakout rooms. We're going to have about 15 minutes. And in your breakout rooms, we want you to discuss those 6 questions that we were talking about a few minutes ago about online teaching and learning. As you discuss them, think about your use of articles. So you're using a VLN or the VLN, etc., depending on the context. And remember to use some of the language for giving and asking for opinions and agreeing and disagreeing, like you might think that's absolute rubbish, depending on what you hear. So be about 15 minutes, and I think Beth's just setting the rooms up now.
Yep, I'll put you into rooms then. So there's not so many people this week, so we're just going to have 3 rooms and there'll be 4 people in each room. Right.
Okay, I'll share those questions again with everybody.
Yeah, maybe in the chat box because the broadcast disappears really quickly.
Yeah, I'll have to.
Great. Ah, Evie's just arrived.
There's just 3 breakout rooms, Beth.
Yeah.
I'll quickly put these in the chat box in those then.
Okay, thanks. Hello, Agos, are you okay? Can you go to the breakout room? So you should have been invited to join room 3. If you just accept, you'll be moved there.
Sorry, Mrs. Beth, I lost connection.
Ah, you lost connection. Okay, don't worry. And Evie, are you okay? Can you hear me? Maybe you've got a problem with your connection too. Right.
Is exactly same with you, that we will express our ability in using IT.
Yeah.
In using IT, and we have more time for correcting the students' tasks. And the worst thing is sometimes some students cannot join if we have a time for Zoom class.
Okay. Yeah.
And here, in my city, Payakumbuh, we don't have an online classroom, but offline now.
Okay.
So
So
I
it's
think,
very interesting, yeah, ma'am. It's very interesting because
yeah, in one classroom,
offline class.
in the classroom, the student divided into 2 shifts. So only there were about 15 students in the classroom. So for this semester, we don't have online.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, it's very
But for
beautiful.
us at this time, we use online and offline. Some students come to school.
Verification is interested for student.
Okay.
What about you, ma'am, sir?
I'm sorry, the signal is not too
Oh,
good, so
oh yeah.
the voice is not too good. Okay,
Okay.
but it's okay.
My answer for number 2, yes, I do, because I think gamification is interested for students. That's all.
Okay, okay, very good. Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So the next number, can you think of any advantage and disadvantage of synchronous and asynchronous learning? I don't have any idea about this question. Maybe the other have the opinion about this.
Can you think of any advantages or disadvantages? Advantages of synchronous and asynchronous learning.
Asynchronous.
Advantages of.
Sorry, what should I do?
Doing gamification.
Actually, gamification is interesting for students, but because the
Yes,
pandemic,
it's very interesting.
it is difficult for us.
Yes, it is interesting, but
And competition, which one is
Yes.
more faster?
Yes,
Yes.
that's right.
Yes. What about you, Buningsi?
I don't know.
Just like
I don't know,
quizzes.
but what did you say, Yahud?
Kahoot.
Yes, Kahoot.
Kahoot.
Oh,
Yes.
I'm
Kahoot.
sorry, I
You
don't
can
know.
install.
Kahoot.
Okay. Never mind.
Is it online? Is it online game for teaching students?
Yes, it's just like multiple choice question, so we can control their students' answer based on their speed, kecepatan. So the
Oh, yeah.
fastest one will be the winner.
But
The
I
fastest
think
one.
only multiple question.
Yes.
Is it like quizzes?
True or false?
Is it
True
like
or
quizzes?
Yes.
Yes. It is sedikit berbeda.
It's different. It's more interest to students.
Yes. So we can move to the next question.
Okay.
We only still have 7
number
minutes.
3.
Okay.
Can you think of any advantages and disadvantages of synchronous and asynchronous learning?
Learning.
What do you think?
Advantage and disadvantages. Okay, who will first? Please, Ibu Dede, have you any ideas?
Can think of any advantages and synchronous and asynchronous. What is?
In my opinion, the advantages of synchronous learning is we can interact with the students not face to face, like Zoom.
Okay.
We can interact with the students at the same time, like teleconference on Zoom, yeah.
Yeah, Zoom.
The advantages
Team.
is we can teach the students at the same time.
Yes. In the same times, and we
and
can.
The disadvantages is
we need more.
And the advantages is
I don't know.
It spend more pulsa.
Yes.
Yes.
What about you, Pak Agus?
Teach well, I think.
Yeah.
Our student is rather difficult to understand.
Yes, we cannot teach maximal.
Maybe we can go to the next. That's right. That's true. Maybe we can go to the next question. Do you use a VLA with your students? If so, which one? What do you like, dislike about the VLA? Maybe you want to answer, but to give an opinion. Maybe for who do not give the opinion, maybe you can give the opinion. Do you use VLA with your?
I use Zoom and Webex.
Yeah,
but
for me, I use like a Google Classroom.
And in our school, we use Teams, Microsoft Teams.
Yeah, we have maybe a rather different things. Yeah, but I think in the pandemic, we use VLA. I think all of we use a VLA.
Yeah.
Yeah, even it's different kind of application. We can use Zoom, Google Classroom, Meet, or something else. What do you like or dislike about the VLA? Maybe I think it's just the same thing. If I want to give our opinion, one thing that I like about VLA is that yes, something that we can give a task or something at any time. But I dislike is when we have something error with the signal, maybe
the
with
connection.
the technology, maybe the
right.
connection, or about the electricity. We when the PLN is off,
Hello, Agus. Can you hear me? I'm not sure why you're alone in here. Maybe it's a problem with your connection. Everybody's coming back now anyway, so don't worry. You won't be alone for long. Here we go. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Good.
Thank you.
I hope you had long enough today. Every week, it seems that there's not enough time for the discussions in groups, but I heard some very interesting and lively discussions. That was
Positive
good.
ideas again.
Yeah, definitely.
We do
Good.
hope that after this course, you're able to meet up online and discuss things together, which I think is really useful for all of you, you know, sharing your ideas and that, because obviously you're in different places and things. Brilliant. Somebody was about to tell me their age in the group, but then I was moved out, so I missed it. So it's good. Ladies are not supposed to tell gentlemen their ages. I'm not supposed to ask.
Did you ask?
No.
I was going to say that's very rude.
Okay, so on the screen in front of you, on the right-hand side, it's we notice some good use of language, so students can interact without meeting personally, etc. So on the right-hand side, it's good language. So if you want to take a picture of that to use yourself, that's brilliant. There were some good things. But on the left, there are one or two small mistakes. So if you look at the first one, before something pandemic, remember, I mean, I know there have been other pandemics like SARS and swine flu, chicken flu, whatever, but usually at the moment when we're talking about pandemic, we all know which one we're talking about. So what's missing before pandemic? What word?
Before the pandemic.
Yeah.
The.
Before pandemic, yeah. So usually today when anyone says before the or during the pandemic, we all know every country in the world's been affected. We all know what we're talking about. Okay, number two, typical
In my school.
Yeah, and there's another mistake in this one as well.
In my school.
In my school.
Yep, there's two. What's the second mistake?
Maybe mistyping. Some of students.
Some teachers. Some teachers in my school. I made a mistake there. So some teachers in my school. Quite a common error sometimes, people to say using some incorrectly, but here it should be some teachers in my school. Okay, now this one I think is quite maybe a tricky one to correct. Now, a person is not low technology. You know, a computer might be low technology or a system, but I think what the teacher here was saying, she has poor understanding of technology, or she doesn't know how to use technology, but we can't say a person is low technology. It doesn't really make sense, you know, unless she's a robot. So she has poor understanding, she doesn't understand technology, something like that. Now this one here, we've got I explained, but we've got doesn't. What's the problem?
Didn't.
Yep. Students doesn't didn't.
Yep.
Didn't.
Yeah.
Without one.
Yeah, a lot of my students didn't understand because I explained. It's all in the past.
My student.
Sorry, Nick, I muted you as well.
Yeah,
There was just a lot of background noise, that's all.
I guess you could talk about doesn't, but here the person was talking about a past situation and it all took place in the past. So when we're talking about something that all took place in the past, we would say didn't. I guess if the student still doesn't understand, it could be correct, but in the context, it was all in the past. Beth, I think you did the bottom three.
Oh, okay. I can't see the bottom one. I don't know if everybody else can. but we can see the next one. I think gamification is interested for my students. What's the problem with this sentence, do you think?
Interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well done. So why? Who said that? Was it Zainatul? Can you explain why we need interesting, not interested?
Because it's opinion.
Yes,
Opinion.
it's present continuous sentence.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah. So we
Not
can have.
continuous, I think. Not continuous.
Okay,
Like-
but this is to do with the adjective, yeah? So whether the adjective takes an ed or an ing form. So we use the ed form to talk about a person's feelings. So I'm interested in gamification. Yeah, my students are interested in it. But we use ing to describe the thing or the situation that makes the person feel that way. So gamification is interesting because my students are interested in
yeah.
it.
Interested.
Yeah, so the ing form is correct here. So well done for getting that one right. And what about the next one?
This faster than.
Yeah,
Faster.
this is something we
Faster only.
talked about. Yeah, so we've got the comparative. So maybe from the context, we know what is being compared. Yeah, but we could have it is faster than something else. Good.
Beth, the last two, it's about pronunciation of synchronous and asynchronous.
Okay, good. So yeah, you heard Nick's pronunciation there. So that was beautiful. Would you like to do that again, Nick?
Synchronous.
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 Synchronous. Yes.
Synchronous.
Good. So I heard a few problems with the pronunciation of this word. So just be careful. Yeah. So where's the stress here? At the beginning or at the end? Listen.
Beginning.
At the beginning. Good. Yeah.
The beginning.
Synchronous.
Synchronous.
Very good. And so the opposite?
Asynchronous.
Yeah.
Asynchronous.
I think it's actually possible to pronounce this in different ways, but I say asynchronous. Asynchronous.
Asynchronous.
Yeah. I think Nick, is it also possible to say asynchronous?
Asynchronous, yeah.
I think usually
Actually,
it's more,
I got that wrong there.
more common. A, it's the first one.
Asynchronous.
Asynchronous.
Asynchronous. Yeah.
That's
right.
Asynchronous.
It would be asynchronous. Yeah, it's asynchronous. It's the second one there.
Good.
Asynchronous.
I noticed I did a quick translation in Google and it's the same word, I think, in Indonesian. So that it may be pronounced differently in your language in Indonesian,
Maybe.
but
Probably.
I checked that. Okay.
Good. Okay, so well done. Wow, it's nearly 2 o'clock here. Sorry, we're
Yeah.
a little bit late. The final thing then is your reflection task for this week. So I want you to think about your own use of language or your own skills development and identify one particular area that you feel you still need to work on. So it doesn't have to be something that we have talked about today. It could be any aspect of your own language or your own skills. So for example, maybe you identify articles as something you need to continue to develop your understanding and use of. The next step is to find a useful source online that can help you to improve in this area. And there are lots of ideas in the online course itself if you want to look there for some ideas. And then when you found something that's useful, share this resource with the other people in your WhatsApp group. So as we mentioned last week, you don't have to be writing lots and lots of information in your WhatsApp group, but it can be very helpful as a place where you can share useful resources, useful links with your fellow teachers. So please do think about that and share what you find with each other.
We'll remind you in the WhatsApp group, but yeah, there's been some really good sharing of resources in some groups, people sharing different links to different websites and that are relevant to what you're doing.
Exactly. And also different events that are going on. Some people have been sharing links about conferences or webinars and things like that. So anything that you feel would be useful for your fellow teachers, then please do share it. It's very useful.
And obviously with the pandemic, there are webinars throughout the world and most of them are online. So it doesn't matter where you are, you should be able to attend.
Great. Okay, thank you everybody. We'll make the slides and the recording available online later, probably, well, tomorrow definitely for you, probably tomorrow for us as well. So you'll be able to go back and watch again if you want to, or look at the slides. But thanks for coming. Nice
Thanks
to see
everybody.
you.
Thank you. Some great
Bye-bye.
ideas. Thanks everyone. Thank
See
you.
you next week.
Good evening.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.